This is why I come to Anguilla. Blue waters, clear skies, white sand. No, it's not lush, and you won't find any mountain vistas here. Anguilla is flat, 35 miles long, but known for its beaches. In fact, you could visit a different beach here every day for a month and still not hit them all. And along these shores, some of the Caribbean's most exquisite hotels and beachfront villas. I've been coming to Anguilla for some 25 years, and I never really gave much thought to the island's history. That is until this last trip, where the history was hard to miss. Along the roadway, signs everywhere marking the 50th anniversary of the Anguillan Revolution. A revolution that was actually more of an anti-revolution. Here's how it all went down. Britain, wanting to free itself from the financial burden of overseas territories, threw Anguilla into a federation with St. Kitts and Nevis. Realizing this federation was a bad deal for the Anguillans, they unanimously voted against it. 1,813 nays to just 5 yays. Makes you wonder who the yays were. Enter the father of the revolution, Anguilla's George Washington, Ronald Webster. Webster said no to the Federation, kicked the St. Kitts police off the island, and when 100 British troops came ashore, the world press calling it the Bay of Piglets, Webster declared, and here's the anti-revolutionary part, "We stand before the Queen with a desire in our hearts to be faithful subjects to her." In the end, without bullets fired or bloodshed, Anguilla got what it wanted, an independent, self-governing British territory.
The revolution will not be televised.
Anguilla's revolution wasn't televised, nor is it finalized, and that's really the point. Don't let these calm waters and clear skies fool you. There is a subtle storm stirring here, conversations taking place throughout the Caribbean concerning independence and Europe's unpaid debt. Like most of the Caribbean, Anguilla's history has roots in slavery. Wallblake House is the island's oldest building. It was a cotton and sugar plantation built in 1787 from island stone and with slave labor. This stately structure has withstood invasions from the French, fires, droughts, and hurricanes. Currently vacant, it is in astounding shape for a building that's more than 2 centuries old. Here's the island's second oldest structure. When I started coming to Anguilla, this was the popular restaurant Coal Keel. The name is a play off coal kiln. This rock kiln was used to cook many of the restaurant's famed entrees. Now the establishment is run as a bespoke bakery owned by one of the island's leading families. In the early 20th century, it was called the Warden's House, home to local police and the magistrate. But its history goes back much further. The wood and stone edifice was built in 1796 by enslaved Africans and indentured Irish. That yellow house across the way was the slave quarters. They worked a 200-acre plantation of sugar, tobacco, and cotton. This wealth, produced by enslaved people, flowed into the European nations, helping to drive the Industrial Revolution. But by contrast, these islands suffered underinvestment in education, infrastructure, and poorly diversified economies. Today's health crisis in diabetes and heart disease throughout the Caribbean, as well as disparities in education and employment, are rooted in this past. If Ronald Webster were alive today, one can imagine him wanting us to complete the revolution he began. A demand for reparatory justice, not a handout, but good faith engagement and collaboration with Europe around the issues of health, education, and jobs. Seeing past the palm trees and palatial structures to really examine Anguilla's past is crucial, because in these islands' past rests power and a path toward a better future.